got a package for you. It's my love and affection. Oh yeah, you didn't want that.
Even though we would like to think that everything we do is our best work, we're going to face critique and we're going to get criticism for things we do. Sometimes the feedback and the critique that we get, they're constructive, sometimes they're just not. Regardless of what kind of feedback we get, we're all going to have to deal with it. For better or for worse, I would consider myself a very emotional person. Not gonna lie, there have been times where I have cried in meetings. Probably not the highlight of my life. I'm not ashamed of how I felt during that time because my feelings are valid, but I do want to control how I react to situations like this. Lucky for you, I have 5 tips to help you handle criticism. Tip number 1. This is for in the moment. When you're at the meeting, where you're in the situation itself, hold on to something cold. You're like, what? Hold on to something cold? Yes. I know this sounds weird, but stay with me. I learned this in therapy. Sometimes you can foresee when you're going into a situation where you know you're gonna get emotional. Like if you have that boss you don't like that much, you know? Or you have that other person that's on your team that you just don't really get along with, and they will get some negative emotions out of you. If you know you're gonna be emotional, go into your freezer right now and grab an ice pack, grab something frozen. Personally, I don't know where all my ice packs have went, so I've been holding on to juice boxes, like frozen juice boxes, but whatever works, frozen vegetables. Hold on to something cold. Holding on to cold item, this will help with emotional regulation. I'm sure there have been times where you, after like crying, after just feeling emotional, you just ran to the bathroom and like splashed cold water on your face, right? Same concept, except during a meeting, I don't think you can splash cold water in your face without it being kind of obvious. I mean, if you have meetings where you have access to water really quickly and they won't notice, go for it. But for a majority of us, we can't just do that. What you can do instead, if you know you're going to a meeting where you're going to be emotional, go grab that ice pack before you head to that meeting. What my therapist said was like, what it does is lowers your blood pressure and then it helps regulate your emotions. So your emotions are not as intense. So you're still going to feel these emotions. Don't get me wrong, this is not like a band-aid where like you just have no emotions if you hold on to something cold, but it'll just help regulate it. So you're not going from here to like here really quickly, if that makes sense. And bonus, because we're in times where we are doing things virtually, if you're holding onto an ice pack, like if I were holding to an ice pack right now, down here, you would not even notice because my hand is down here and they only see the top half of your body. So this is especially a great tip right now when you're doing virtual meetings. I'm currently editing my video right now and today is Monday, October 19th, and today I got monetized this morning. Okay, that's so exciting and I can't breathe. Thank you everyone for supporting me so much. Honestly, I don't really know how ads work. I think if you have your ad blocker on, you can't see my ads. So please, when you watch my videos at least, can you please turn off your ad blocker and then you can see the ads. But anyways, thank you so much everyone for supporting me and this is so exciting. Now I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of this video. Thank you again. Tip number 2. You got through that meeting, right? They gave you that feedback, that criticism, they said what they had to say. Next, I would suggest setting aside your emotions. If necessary, table the conversation. Usually with meetings, there are next steps, and if your emotions are just too intense right now, table that conversation for later. In order to have a constructive conversation, you need to set those emotions aside. People react differently to things. Some people react angrily, some people react emotionally and will cry. Even if the criticism you got was mean-spirited or unwarranted, you reacting at that moment with your emotions is not going to help the situation. Similarly, if you just cry at the moment, again, crying is totally fine, but like it does not lead for a very constructive conversation. At the moment, because you're so filled with emotions, you're gonna need some time away from your emotions in order to process the information. What I do is I ask, okay, can we take a break from this conversation? Can we table this conversation and discuss this at a later time? I usually discuss this within next couple hours just because I have time to like be by myself, let myself breathe, and return back to the situation. A good way to phrase this is in a calm manner. You can say, okay, I would like some time to process this information. Can we please discuss this at a later time? Again, this is just a very like respectful and formal way to just say, okay, I need a break from this right now. Because we all need breaks sometimes, and if you need it, take it. Tip number 3, when you're ready to talk, ask for specifics. Ask for clarification. That's so important. someone can come at you with criticism, but you want to pinpoint what exactly they want from you. Because if you have to redo something, if you want to improve, you want to know exactly what they are expecting from you. You can, of course, play the guessing game and try to mind read what they want from you, but that probably will not work out for you, and it's much easier just to ask straightforward, okay, what exactly are you expecting? What do you want from this? How do you think I should improve? What else should I do? Figuring out exactly what they expect from you will help prevent a situation like this from happening again. At least you won't repeat this exact same mistake or whatever the situation is. It will prevent that from happening. Sometimes you may find that once you get the clarification, there was just a misunderstanding between both parties or between you and someone else. And maybe you actually did that thing right, but they just didn't interpret it correctly, or you didn't convey the information correctly. So this is a great time for you to just clarify what exactly they mean and what exactly you mean. So again, effective communication. Tip number 4, this can be super hard and I totally get it. Take a step back and try to see things from the other person's point of view. I know in our brain or our mind, we probably picture them as the villain in the situation, right? Because they just yelled at you, they critiqued you, they basically just said negative things at you. You don't like them very much, but put yourself in their shoes. I know it can be hard to be objective when you're in your emotions. For the most part, most people are not trying to critique you out of malice, right? They are trying to help you in some way. So you need to be objective and see where they're coming from. Why are they saying these statements? There may be some truth to what they have to say. You don't have to do this alone. If you can't see things objectively, go tell a friend, ask a colleague, the people that you know, explain to them the situation, and they will be able to provide you with an objective point of view. This is not the time to go to that friend that's a die-hard supporter of you. Like, yes, we have those supportive friends, but you really want to go to that friend who will be blunt with you, who will tell you the truth and not try to like sugarcoat it. You want to go to the friend that will be honest with you, so then you can see the situation from a higher level, and then you can think, okay, why did I get this critique? Where was this coming from? Where can I improve? You really need to get that objective point of view, and if you can't do it for yourself, go get a friend. And finally, we're down to the last tip. Number 5, give yourself some grace. I know, criticism sucks. Making mistakes sucks. It just doesn't feel great. But hey, everyone makes mistakes. Cue Hannah Montana song.
Everybody makes mistakes.
No matter how good of a student you are, no matter how good at the job you are, no matter how much experience you have, there will always be a time where you make a mistake, and there's always room for you to learn. You need to shift that mindset of seeing criticism as a bad thing and seeing it as a way for you to improve. Criticism can actually be super helpful sometimes, and you can find, okay, these are the areas that I need to work on to be a better person, to be a better worker, to be a better whatever. Sometimes criticism could be really helpful, and again, be nice to yourself. It's okay to make a mistake. We all do. Do you know how many mistakes I've made? So many. With boys mainly, we're all learning on this path we call life, so it's okay to make a mistake because we all do it. You're not alone. So don't be so hard on yourself and give yourself some grace. I hope that these 5 tips help you out. Remember, criticism is a part of life and unavoidable, and you are doing the best that you can. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.